Alright, here we are back at the main screen. I think I just showed the research. The next thing I'm going to show is the design, and this is the place where you design your ships. And it's really one of the main reasons we do research, is when you do research, a lot of these technologies give you ways to upgrade your ship. So let's start at the top here. You've got 6 designs, up to 6 designs. In this case, there's one available. And this is the AI running this, so the AI has created these designs. So if he's got a scout ship, there's 25. If you click on it, it loads it up so you can see how it's built. There's a destroyer, nuclear missile, lasers. This is the colony ship. It has a dead colony base. The starting colony ship just has the regular colony base. So I believe the Meglar's learned colonize dead, so he rebuilt the colony ship. Then this looks like it's fighter. It's got 3 ion cannons, and there's a bomber ship with 4 nuclear bombs. So one of the most interesting decisions in the game that you don't see in other Spaceworks games is the limitation on designs. You only have 6 designs that you can have active. So you just can't, when you get a new technology, you just can't go build a ship and make it, right? You have to think, well, is it good enough? Is it an improvement enough over the previous ship that I'm willing to scrap that design and those ships in order to make it? So you end up getting in this decision where you want to wait and wait, but then the potential difference becomes so great that you finally bite the bullet, right? That's actually a really interesting game mechanic, and it's very underrated, and you don't see it in games today. So if you want to make a new design, the easiest way is to click on one of the existing ships and modify it. For example, let's say I don't want 3 ion cannons. I want 1 heavy ion cannon. So there you go. Notice it still said, oops, I should have clicked that again. It still said 3. Let me go back and show you that again. So I had 3 ion cannons, and then I changed it to a heavy ion cannon, of which you can only have 1, not 3. Now, in the original game, it wouldn't let you pick the heavy ion cannon because your count is too high. But here you can pick it. It has 3 heavy ion cannons, but your available space is negative, so the build button is disabled. In the original game, you couldn't get in this scenario. You couldn't get in a situation where you had negative space. This one allows you to do it because it's very convenient. As long as it doesn't allow you to build, you're fine. I can go, maybe I want to make it large instead, and now I have plenty of space. Right? Or I could have said, no, I don't want to make it large. Let's make it medium and go back to 1 heavy ion cannon. So you've got like your computers you can put on your ships, your shields. See, all these are coming from technologies that you've researched. There's no electronic countermeasure. Armor, you can put on some better armor. Unfortunately, they only have retro engines, which is warp 1. And if you have any maneuverability, you can add that, which is good for tactical combat. And then, of course, you have all these different weapons you can build. And notice that all these columns are sortable. Right? You can say, I want to sort by damage, right? I want to sort by cost, size, or power, or space. Look at all these things. Cost, size, power, and space. These are all important considerations when you select a component. And it's one thing that makes the original Master of Orion ship design interesting and a little bit more complicated than what you see today, because you have to balance all these things, right? You can have an unlimited ship cost. It just takes you longer to build a ship, right? But when you have a space limitation, and if you want more space, you got to pick a bigger ship, which increases the cost, which means it takes longer to build. And you also have, let me go to the engines here. You have engines that are required to power these things. So all these things take power. And unfortunately, I only have one type of engine, so I can't show the difference. But so some things, because they take so much power, their power is actually the limiting factor instead of the space, right? And this is Yeah, okay. And of course, there's the cost here. And of course, if you're dealing with weapons, you want to worry about damage, right? Maybe you want the Gatling laser because it fires 4 times a turn, but it doesn't do much damage. But that would be much more effective against a lot of small ships. Whereas if you're designing something to work against big ships, maybe you want the heavy ion cannons because they do a lot of damage. And if you're just building something that's going to attack planets, maybe you just want to put bombs on it, ground attacks only. So that's the weapons. And you can have 4 weapon banks. So you can say, I want a nuclear bomb, I want some Gatling lasers, and you can mix them up, right? And these each fire separately in ship combat. So this is a kind of an expert tactic. Let's say you wanted to outfit this thing with a bunch of lasers, and they were all the same ship, same thing for some reason. You know, maybe that's your best weapon, and you want to maximize this on your ship. It actually makes sense to spread that out over. Whoops, I keep clicking the wrong thing. To spread that out over all 4 banks. I keep doing it again. Right. So the idea is like, oh, I'm going to use this laser and fire it separately from these others. So maybe I'm going to target one guy with this bank and target another guy with this bank, so you can spread it up 4 ways. But if they were all on one bank, they all fire at the same time. So if you put all of these lasers in one bank, when you shot your lasers, you can only hit one target, right? So there's an advantage to using all your weapon banks. That was complicated, but you'll get the hang of it later. Then there are specials you can put on your ship. Sometimes there are colonization specials. Maybe you want a battle scanner. When you're in combat with another ship, you can see all their statistics, which is really cool. Reserve fuel tanks. Scouts use that. Inertial stabilizers. And as you get more technologies, there's more and more specials. And you can only have 3 specials in the game. So maybe you get like a black hole generator, or high energy focus. There's lots of cool stuff. If you want to scrap a ship, you just I'm not going to do that because this is being run by the AI. I don't want to confuse it. So I'm going to take this guy here. Oops. I'm sorry. This game is being run by the AI, so I actually cannot scrap a ship, because that's something the AI does. I think I put that in there to keep players, when they're testing the AI, from actually screwing it up by scrapping ships out from under it. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do instead, is I'm going to quit the game and show you. I need to show you that feature. So I'm going to go back over here to this guy, restart it back up. Oops, this one here. I have 2 folders. And I'm going to load in that the game I was playing manually, just to demonstrate this one thing. So here I can go to these designs, and let's say I want to change this. Maybe I want to give it more bombs. More bombs. Build it, and there it is. It shows up right there. Right? Then I want to get rid of this guy, so I can hit the scrap button, and then it's like, oh, what do you want to scrap? Right? And see, the icon has changed to a little scrap icon, and I can click on him, and he's gone. Now, if I were to scrap a design that had ships, those ships go away, and part of their building cost is returned back to the Empire. I think it's either a half or fourth, I can't remember right now. So when you scrap a ship, you do get some of it back that you can then apply to build new ships, but you don't get it all back. So I think, I added this other little thing too. You can pick an icon when you build a ship, and you can also tweak the colors. There's a little color icon here, maybe. Right? So you can tweak these colors a little bit if you want. If for some reason you want red ships or green ships or whatever, I'll put that in there. And that's it. That's all the ship design stuff. Thanks for watching, guys.